Hello, it's me James and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the top 3 OP bugs and glitches that are currently in the game at the moment. I actually got all 3 of these suggestions from the Jam Fam Discord server. Now, if you are not in the Jam Fam Discord server, I'm going to put a link to that in the description below. But yeah, if you want more information on bugs and glitches, that is the place to be. But that being said, let's jump straight on into the video. Probably the #1 suggested glitch that is working in the game at the minute in the Jam Fam Discord was the Regen Dupe. And not only is this a duplication glitch for every item in the game, but we can also get ourselves some illegal items from it. The illegal items that we can get are actually mob heads, and to do this and obtain this illegal item, you would kind of have to have a setup like this. Now this setup, if I stand over here and put some firework rockets in my offhand, you'll see that this is in its complete own chunk like this. And basically, to get the regen glitch to work, what we've got to do is mine all of this up, every single thing, and then we're basically going to save and quit. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We're going to remove every single individual mob head, and you can see that I've put the mob heads on certain directions. Now, depending on what direction you put your mob head, you will actually receive a different mob head from this illegal. So let me just remove this right now, and I'm going to remove these. And it doesn't actually matter what mob heads you use. You could use any mob heads you want. So say like you've got a bunch of zombie mob heads, you could just use all zombie mob heads, and you will receive different mob heads from the outcome. So now we've removed all that, we need to completely empty the chunk to activate the regen glitch. And yeah, we're going to finish that off. And as you can see, that chunk is completely empty, or at least that chunk is. Both these chunks are completely empty. There's nothing in that chunk anymore. So now what we're going to do is we're simply going to save and quit. And what this is going to do is basically kind of activate the regen dupe, and then the game's going to realize, yo, there's nothing in that chunk, so it will regenerate what was in that chunk. But because we had mob heads, you will actually get invisible mob heads come back. Now watch what happens when we actually remove these invisible mob heads. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw all of these ones off so I can show you all the different ones that we get. So if we get, so this is the east, we got to remember that's east facing. So this one right here, if we break the east mob head, let's see which one we get. And we actually get the dragon head. So I don't know if you've seen that, but we get the dragon head back. But when it's in our inventory, it's yeah, it's like this, and it's a complete new illegal block. So let's go ahead and throw that into the void, and let's continue. So we got north. Let's see what we get when we're pointing north. And remember, you got to use a silk touch pickaxe to get these. So we get the zombie skull, which is pretty nice. Let me just show you that. There we go. And of course, it's sitting in a slightly different place in our inventory as well. Let's see what we get when we go west. Now, I know one of these is the Steve skull, so it's pretty nice. There we go. We got the west-facing one is a creeper. Again, sitting slightly different in our inventory, so all of these are different illegals. And then, of course, we've got the top and the south-facing. Now, I think the south-facing is the Steve skull. There we go. And that, my friends, is how to get the Steve skull in 100% survival. And this is one of the reasons why the regen dupe is one of the OP glitches in this list. We can literally get the Steve skull in survival, as you can see. Now, we had all the same mobs over there, but first let me just break this one very quickly. Oh yeah, if I was to pick that up, it would totally stack with this one, so let me just show you. You can see, and then they kind of change, and I believe they will just stay the wither skull if they end up stacking. So remember, you can't stack these, or you will lose your Steve skull, which is pretty unfortunate. But right here, we should have another Steve skull. Now, that was a wither skull, but we were able to get another Steve skull. And you can see all around the outside, we've got invisible skulls. And, of course, here, I'm not going to break them because they're exactly the same as what I just got here. But, yeah, that is how to do the illegal part of the regen dupe. It's super, super simple to set up. But of course, this isn't the main purpose of this glitch. This is just a bonus, if you like. Now, not only can we get the Steve Skull, but we can actually duplicate items as well. Now, this was the first kind of original part to the dupe. This is how we did it at the start. Now, it's a pretty quick setup to do this, and this is super reliable as well. So, yeah, let's just do the diamonds. Basically, all you do is do exactly the same as you did with the skulls. You'd break these diamonds, and then you would clear the chunk out, and then as soon as we save and quit, and then join the world again, you can see that the diamonds literally respawn in front of your very eyes. And, yeah, that is the second part of the glitch. Basically, it's the same as the first bit with the mob heads. But, yeah, you can duplicate items. You can see I've got all of these diamond blocks right here. And then we kind of made it a little bit better, making it so we couldn't just do blocks, but so we could do literally any item in the game. And over here is the setup that does just that. Right here, I've got a bunch of chests. Let me show you inside the chest. And this chest right here is actually full of full shulker boxes. Of course, this will be the most efficient way to do the duplication glitch, but you could even add even more chests than I've added. I mean, I've got nothing in these chests right now, but just for the purpose of the video, I'm going to duplicate them anyway, and then you'll just see the duplicated stuff in this chest. So basically, you got to have this set up. Now, this glass, this yellow glass right here, indicates a chunk border. So if I just quickly put my chunk pack on again, you can see that I'm on a chunk border. Not only that, oh no, you can see that I'm also quick. That was the worst thing I've ever done. Fortunately for me, I'm in a creative copy of Simply Survival because I can't actually play the main version of Simply Survival yet because of the big mobs in Boats Bug. But yeah, let's continue the video. As I was saying, this is a complete chunk and the yellow glass is a chunk border. You can see these chests right here are in their own chunk. There is nothing else in that chunk. As you can see, they are completely on their own in that chunk. And of course, they are the chests that we're going to be duplicating. You could obviously extend this machine if you so choose. But right now, for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to be using this machine that I've got. What we're going to want to do, basically, is pull this lever and then save and quit. So I'm going to pull this lever and save and quit. I've done this a couple times now where I haven't had to go through to the overworld. So I'm not even going to bother going through to the overworld. But basically, when we load back in, we should have 2 sets of chests now, as you can see. And yeah, all of these items have been duplicated as well. Let me just quickly show you. I'll get the first shulker box from each, and we'll place them both down so you can compare them. Boom, exactly the same, and boom, exactly the same. And that, my friends, is probably the best part of the regen dupe. But like I said, not only can you duplicate items, but you can quite literally get illegal items from this glitch as well. And that is why it's number 1 on the OP glitches list at the moment, because it really is super OP. Not only that, it has been in the game for absolutely ages. And not only that, it doesn't just work on normal worlds, it works on realms as well. Now, it is slightly different on realms because of how realms save. They actually take 3 minutes to save rather than just a save and quit. So I've got a video in the description below that actually is fully recorded on realms, so you can see how it works on realms as well. Anyway, on to the next one. Next on the list is the fact that we can obtain Bedrock in 100% survival. Now, this is obviously not supposed to be obtained in survival, but right now in the game, there are 2 methods that will allow us to obtain Bedrock in 100% survival. Method number 1 in obtaining Bedrock is actually this system right here. Now, this system does not have 0 redstone, and that's why I think this is a pretty nice system. If you don't like using redstone or anything like that, this system is the one for you. Now, the only downside is this actually doesn't work every single time, so it's kind of annoying. So you will have to do this a couple of times, maybe to even get 1 piece of Bedrock. But how you do this is you simply plant some trees, like we do like that, and then we come up using that water stream, and in here, we're going to place a piece of TNT, and then we're just going to light the TNT like that. And then we're supposed to get a piece of Bedrock. Like I said, it doesn't work every single time. Like that time, for example, it didn't even remove any of the Bedrock. So, I mean, we could try this one more time, just for the purpose of the video. But, as I said, you may have to do this a couple of times anyway. This one isn't 100% accurate. So, let's just do this one more time for the video. And, yeah, all you'd have to do, obviously, remove the wood. And, reset up the Ender Dragon. And we're going to place that there, and then use this tree. And basically what we're aiming for is a bit of the Bedrock to be removed. I'm not really sure if that worked. Let's try it this side this time. Oh, God. Let me see if this is going to work. And light. So, you never know. I tried it this side last time, and it actually worked a lot better. Oh, yeah, it worked. There you go. So, we was able to get a piece of bedrock right there. So, it does work. You just might have to try it a couple of times. But there is another more reliable method, I would say. Let me show you that right now. And this right here is the more reliable method to get yourself some bedrock. And it actually does have a little bit of redstone. And this little bit of redstone over here, which is actually a lag machine. So what we're going to do is turn on the lag machine. We're going to have some doors in hand. And at this point, we're also going to need some end crystals. So I'm going to have to go into creative again. Not to worry. I can just quickly grab some end crystals. And we will be good to go. So that should be more than enough. I'll go back into survival for this one. It doesn't really matter. Let's go. And, yeah, basically, we're going to want to respawn the Ender Dragon once again. So, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to jump down here, show you the doors. You see the doors. And watch what happens when we place that. The doors go. I'm going to pull the lever. And then we're able to place 2 more doors. Like this. And then once again, well, we're going to want to stand under here if we blow these up so we don't take any damage. And then we can pull the lever again. And that will give us the ability to add some more doors. And in our chest, we'll get 4 pieces of bedrock every time we do that little sequence. So, I'll do it one more time for you guys. Basically, we're going to have to respawn the Ender Dragon. Like this. And number 3. And, of course, number 4. Now, the doors will disappear. We got to use the lever to break them. And then place another couple of doors. And then break this. And then use the lever again. Alright. Open that. And then we should be able to place 2 more doors. I just need to grab some from there. There you go. And then we've got even more bedrock in the chest. And that is pretty reliable if you ask me. You pretty much get it every single time you do that sequence. Now, like I said, this one does have redstone. And it is a little bit harder to set up. But personally, if you want the reliability, I would definitely go for this one. I'm going to put full tutorials of both of the farms you've just seen just there in the description below. But I know what some of you are thinking. Why exactly would I even want a piece of bedrock in my world? Well, let me give you 3 little reasons why you would want some bedrock in your world. For me, reason number 1 is quite simple. To simply put it in my illegal block museum. This right here is my illegal block museum, as you can see. And this is the home of all of my illegal blocks, items, mobs, illegal formations. Everything illegal is in this museum. And bedrock makes a perfect addition to this museum. So, yeah, reason number 1 is to simply put it in your illegal block museum. Secondly, bedrock can be used to kill one of the bosses in the game, which is actually the Wither. Now, the Wither is actually your source of nether stars, which you can make beacons from. So, if you actually have access to bedrock, you could quite literally make this system that you're seeing right now in the overworld, and that would be super convenient. That way you wouldn't need to A, destroy an end gateway, and B, you wouldn't need to come to the end every time you wanted to have a wither fight. You could simply do that in the overworld. So yeah, you could get pretty much infinite nether stars from a little bit of bedrock. And use number 3 for obtaining bedrock, you can actually use it to trap the wither. Now, why would you want to trap the wither? Well, over here, you can see that I've got some elevated chunks. And you know that because there is an elevated chunk label above my head right now. You see that? I've actually used the wither's health bar and renamed the wither. And it's given me a nice little kind of tag for this area. Now, the wither itself is actually trapped in a bedrock box just here. So no matter what, it cannot get me, but it actually can destroy some blocks on the outside, even that iron. So you can technically even build one of these wither traps to make farms with it as well. And all of this is of course built out of bedrock, one of the hardest blocks in the game. And there we go. There are 3 reasons why you need to get bedrock in your world right now. Remember, both of the bedrock tutorials are in the description below. Let's get on to the next glitch. And the last OP glitch in today's list is the fact that we can obtain bubble columns, the actual item. Now, you can see this in front of me. Hopefully I can pick it up. There we go. I've got some in my inventory. We can actually obtain bubble column items. Not only is this a nice illegal block, but there are some pretty OP uses for it. Now, in a previous video to this one, I actually managed to jump up that little balcony using these bubbles. But oh boy, how wrong I was. These are actually just way more OP than I originally thought. Now, like I said, I originally got up this little tiny balcony. Well, how about getting up this entire wall? Let me show you. I'm going to do it in this little way because it looks a lot better. But basically, if you continue to place these bubble columns in the right direction, you can get so high up a wall. It's unbelievable. Now, it's a little bit harder because I'm in the wrong perspective. But like I said, it looks so much better if you're in this perspective. And eventually, boom, you will literally get to the top of the wall. This is a high wall as well. Let me just show you how high this wall is. I haven't got a leecher on, so I don't want to die when I jump down. So we're on level 80. And boom, this is like 64. So it's nearly like 20 blocks, right? That is quite literally insane. We can use these to jump without even a leecher. I didn't even have a leecher on. So literally all you need to do is jump up like this, and eventually you will start going up super, super high. Now you can actually absorb some of the fall damage if you place them on the floor. Let me see how high I can get. If I can get back up on top of the wall, that'd be super cool. Come on. And there we go. We're back on top of the wall again. And it's all because of these bubble column items. Now, you saw, obviously, I didn't even have to actually place any on the floor. Because when you place them on the floor, they don't actually place. So I'm continuously going to have 42 bubble columns or 64 right here. Because they don't actually place, but they still actually work like this. And, yeah, we can scale a wall using these bubble column items. There are two main ways to get these items in survival Minecraft. The first way will only work on realms, and all you need to get this to work is a hole with some soul sand in it, and, of course, some water. Now, on top of that soul sand, you're going to put a lantern, and basically, we're going to continuously mine this lantern until it breaks, and then continuously mine afterwards, and we should be able to obtain some bubble column items. You can see I've got no bubbles in my inventory, so let me just break that. And boom, we're able to get it as quick as that. Now, there is a second way, which is a little bit harder to actually obtain, but I'm going to show you that method right now. And if you're in a normal world and you want to obtain these, you're going to have to set up a little machine like this. Basically, all it is a dispenser with some water in it. And 5 blocks away, or 6 blocks away, should I say, we've got 6 blocks of redstone. We've got a pressure plate, which actually activates the water. But sitting on a soul sand is a torch, what we're going to mine at the same time. So you can see how easy this machine is to set up. Just a little bit of obsidian at the back so we don't continuously break the back block. But basically, yeah, that is as simple as that machine is to set up. 6 redstone pieces away, and you can see here, let me just show you how it works. Yeah, and then we set it up again by pressing that and simply placing down a torch. So the setup is pretty easy and simple. However, it's not that simple to actually obtain it. You will have to try this multiple times. So make sure you got like a stack of torches or something like that. Make sure you got a fully durable netherite pickaxe. You don't need a netherite one, just any silk touch pickaxe. But yeah, make sure you attempt this a few times before you just give up, alright? Because literally, this took me a fair few times to do this the first time. So let me show you how this works. So all we're going to do to get this to work is basically use our silk touch pickaxe, and we're going to walk over this pressure plate at exactly the same time as holding the mine button so we can mine that torch. So let's try this. And basically what we want to do is mine the torch at exactly the same time as the water coming out, and that way we should be able to obtain the item. So let's do this again. You just got to continuously reset it, and there you go. You will be able to get the bubble column item, which I just got just here. Pretty nice. And yeah, it's as simple as that. You just got to keep at it and keep going. I was pretty lucky to get it that quickly, but sometimes what can happen, you can sometimes break the actual water, which does mean you'll have to reset and place another bucket of water. But that is how you get the bubble column item. And if you did want a little bit more of a detailed tutorial on these, I'll put that in the description below. And that, my friends, is the top 3 most OP glitches in the latest update of the game. Now, if you think any of those glitches in today's list shouldn't be in the list, let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you think should be in the list instead. I will catch you on the next one.